Okay, we are recording. Let me have a sip. Fennel. Okay, let's get started. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It is me, Joy Jacket, and today I have a really exciting video because I thrift DVDs. And so today I'm going to show you my current DVD thrift collection. For the most part, they're thrifted. Some of them were gifts and some I bought myself. But yeah, I'm really excited. I love films. I love watching movies and I love collecting things. And so physical media, we all probably remember that Christopher Nolan quote that he said about physical media. I agree with that. Like, we need to own things again. So here we go. I actually thought of 4 categories to kind of make this more cohesive for these movies to fall under. So we can go through each category. I'll show you my goods. Here we go. The first category is films I've actually never seen. So this is films that I literally have not seen, but I felt like it made sense to still buy. Because most of these also I got for €1 at my local flea market, which is a steal. €1 is not even $1. Sit with that. And then the second category is my personal classics. So these are films that I feel like in 30, 40 years, knock on wood, but in 30, 40 years, I'm going to be like, I'm so glad you bought these films. These are personal classics. Some of them I feel like are just contemporary classics, or by then will be just regular classics in movie film history. Some of these are like move the needle, truly. And then the third category is, this one's a little wishy-washy, but I wrote down female protagonists who have suffered or are causing people suffering. Either or, both ends of the spectrum of suffering. And then the last category is romantic movies. Some are romantic comedies, some are, or definitely one is a horror romance comedy. But yeah, those are the 4 categories, and I'm so excited. Let's get into it. The first film in the first category is, let me actually get these DVDs on my lap. Okay. Oh, I moved the screen a little. Okay, so the first movie is Kill Bill. I don't know how, but I've never seen Kill Bill. Again, €1. So to me, this was an investment. This was an investment in female stories. This was an investment in revenge stories, I'm assuming. I genuinely don't know, but Kill Bill, my assumption is that she got assaulted and she's killing her boss. Is that Kill the Boss? I don't know. But this is my only, I think, Quentin Tarantino DVD that I own. I think. I'm looking at other DVDs. Ooh, I don't think it's my only one, actually, but I don't know. And I'm excited to watch this eventually, but I've never seen this. Next one is low-key controversial, I think, but I've never seen The Social Network. Or if I have, I don't recall. And I think I would recall watching this movie. Yeah, I think I've never seen this film. Not the only Fincher film in this updated collection, but definitely, I think, a classic, modern classic. I wouldn't know, but so people say. So I'm excited to watch this eventually. This one, okay. I like musicals, but I really don't know musicals, especially American productions. I really don't know them. But Chicago, I've always heard of. I've always heard Chicago. And so I thought, okay, I love musicals. These women are holding a gun. I need to see this. Again, €1. So far for all of these 3, I've paid €1. That's going to be a running theme. I'm just going to say €1 and you know what I mean. And I'm excited to see this. This is the next one. When I bought this was a movie I had not seen. I have seen it. As in, I didn't stream it. I put this in my little DVD player and I watched it. And it's such a beautiful film. I wrote a little mini review on my... Well, actually, I didn't write a review. I just gave like 3 sentences of my thoughts on this on my letterbox. But this is truly... I feel like this is revolutionary in terms of putting together like folklore and... What is it called? Märchen. Fairy tales, storytelling or stories in that striking contrast with war and just the escapism and hope for something else, something magical perhaps that doesn't exist. Obviously, you know, open to interpretation, but I thought this film was so beautifully done and the set design is crazy and it was like spooky and beautiful and sad, and I actually really like this film. But yeah, so happy to own this one. This is The Last Emperor. I had to think, what is Kaiser in English? The Last Emperor. My mom, I bought this when I came back from thrifting. My mother was like, oh my god, I love this movie. Oh my god, we have to watch it. Like, and I was like, I've never actually seen it. And she was like, we have to watch it together. So my mom loves this movie. I've heard of this film, and I've definitely seen like stills from this film of the little boy like sitting alone, and I just already know that this movie is gonna kill me emotionally because from what I am to assume, it's a very lonely life that this little boy had to live as an emperor at like 5 years old or 4 years old, I don't know. And just like, look, it's sad. So I am glad to own this because also my mom loves this film, so this is part of the collection now. Okay, this is kind of a half-truth. This is Interview with the Vampire, the Tom Cruise, Brad Pitt one. This is a half-truth because I did start this film, actually. Like, I have seen the first 20 minutes of this film, and I watched it after I've seen Interview with the Vampire, the TV show, and I turned it off. I turned it off because I wasn't having a good time. Like, I was bored, and I still want to own this because I want to own a lot of vampire media because I like vampires. I think vampires are some of the most fascinating monsters we have, and I feel like this is a classic, and again, €1, so yeah. But I might watch this because this does look good, but it's not gay, you know? Like, it's gay, but it's undertones. I don't know. It's just not the same, but I'll probably watch it eventually. That was the first category. Now let's get into my personal classics. And I'm looking at them, and some of these I bought myself. I still thrifted them, but I didn't buy them at the local flea market, but I bought them, the DVDs on like online, used. But then one of them was a gift. Let's get into them. Okay. I'm literally, my heart is like... I'm like, I fucking love movies. Most of these are like 2000s movies. Well, no, that's not true. I'm lying. Forget what I just said. The first one already makes me want to go, you know what I mean? Let me stop rambling and get into it. But the first film is Pride and Prejudice, Stolz und Vorurteil. Pride and Prejudice, the 2005 version. I've never seen the one from the 90s, actually. This is low-key the only one that matters to me. Because it's not like the story, respectfully, like, it's a good story, but it's not like the story is, like, moving mountains, you know what I mean? But the way that this movie is made, the way that this movie looks, the score of this film, it's just perfect. Like, it's such a perfect film to me. Well, maybe not perfect, but, like, close to perfect. I remember I bought this one online for maybe €3 or €2, so it's still a steal, but not for €1, unfortunately. I just absolutely love this film, seriously. So I'm happy to own it, and I think in years from now I'm gonna be like, oh. Okay, this one actually just came in yesterday. This came in yesterday when I was about to leave to see, I actually saw The Conjuring 4, 5 yesterday, and this was planted in front of my door, the packaging for this, and I'm so happy. This is Parasite. I don't know. I really do feel like someone who's born the year 2000, who was, I guess, 18 when this movie came out, I feel like this changed the Hollywood industry. This changed foreign films, the perception around foreign films, the impact of foreign films, foreign media. And now we're like in a new age. Like we're truly in a new age. And I think Parasite is one of those films that really push the needle, or like is it push the needle? I don't mean push the needle in terms of, well, it actually did push the needle, I think, creatively. Like this film really did something, but I mean it really was part of the wave of like hey, it's not just Hollywood or whatever that makes really great films, and people know that, but especially now, I think the common moviegoer or the everyday person is definitely more willing to get into foreign films. And Parasite was a huge one for the film industry and for films in general. So I love this film. I don't know what to say. Like, it's such a classic. Whatever, you know. Mad Max Fury Road. Let me stop cursing so much. Mad Max Fury Road is one of those films that I think, on a personal level, really got me into movies. Mad Max came out when I was 15, and I think that was the first movie I recall I'm stuttering, but this is the first movie I recall seeing multiple times in theaters. I watched this with my mother, which is now crazy to think about, that I watched this film with my mother. My now very religious, doesn't really want to watch movies because, you know, they're not Christ-like mother. I saw Mad Max Fury Road. Get into that. And I watched it 4 times. I watched that movie 4 times in theaters because I was so blown away by the scope of this film and just the weirdness of this film. I'd never seen any Mad Max movies before. Again, a new generation. I was 15 at the time when this came out, or 16. This was truly, I was like, wait, movies can do this. Like, movies are not just yours, respectfully, like generic contemporary setting, like movies do this. Because this movie is weird. Like, if we're real, this movie's fun and exciting, but it's also weird, you know? Not like weird, like David Cronenberg weird, you know? Not like art house weird, whatever, but it's for a person who liked movies but didn't even really get into movies like that. This one, I was like, this is phenomenal. I love this. Because I love an action movie. I'm talking a lot about this film, but I love an action movie, and I love a strong female protagonist, and I love crazy visuals. That visual of them like driving into the desert it submerged itself in my brain at the time. Like, that was really crazy. So yeah, I'm so happy to own this, and I also bought this online. I thrifted this like 2 weeks ago. Okay, let's go. Next one we have is Barry Lyndon. I watched this because people said it was weird. It was like one of those. I watched this movie this year. Again, I'm not huge. A lot of these very decorated, very celebrated auteurs like Kubrick, I can't say I've seen all of their films. Like, I really can't say that. So I was like, okay, this is Stanley Kubrick. I think that's his name, right? Yes. I was like, is his name Stanley? Stanley Kubrick, some period drama from the 70s. Let me get into this. No, guys, it really is that good. Like, it's that good. It kind of reminds me, maybe this is a shallow comparison, but it kind of reminds me of the book Stoner by John Williams, in the sense that you really follow this character from like teenhood to being an older man, and just that journey, the way that it's told feels so really one foot at a time, but then you look back and you're like, wait, this was great. Not only was it great, but it was like thrilling and exciting. I really like this film. It's beautiful. It looks it looks so good. Movies don't really look like this anymore. What's up with that? Scratch his head. But yeah, I really like this film. And that one actor in that film. Now I'm just reviewing the movies. I need to move on. But that one actor from this film who plays the queen, the whatever lady's like right hand. He is so scary. Rest in peace. I know he's dead, but he's scary looking. Okay, next. Okay, next we have Y tu mamá también. Oh, fuck. I have another story for this one. Okay, let me tell my truth. This is my video. If this is gonna be a long video, it's gonna be a long video. This film, I loved it, whatever. My bestie and I love this film. And I was texting my bestie, like, because, not to brag, but I told my bestie to watch this, and she was like, oh, let me watch it. And then she loved it too. So I feel like I put her on. She's gonna watch this and be like, whatever. But I kept texting her, like, oh, like, yeah, you know, I'll buy this for you, or like, whenever we should thrift this, or like, I checked, these are the prices are crazy, whatever. We kept talking about, or I kept talking to her about trying to find this DVD and not really finding one that I thought was, no shade, but worth my money, because some of these were going away for like 10 euros. That's too much. And then I go to my local flea market again after like a couple months, and the only copy is Y tu mamá también. There's only one. There was only one. And I want people to understand, I don't know what, this is a projection probably, but I don't live in New York City, okay? I don't even live in Chicago. I live in a city in Germany that's not a small city, but it's not a big city either. And I went to like a pretty random flea market with this small section on this huge flea market where this one man is selling DVDs. And I'm going through the copies, Gladiator, no, like these very blockbuster type of movies. And then I see Y tu mamá también. Mind you, I've been to that thrift, to that man before, and I've never seen this film. So to find this film amongst the many, randomly, when I was thinking about it, months prior, for €1, on that random Saturday that I decided to go, it's a manifestation. And I just wanted to say that. So that's the story. I'm going to stop telling as many stories now, because it's like, I just want to see the films. Okay, I understand. But I really love this film, and to be honest, this is my most, to me, my most, how do I say this? This is the purchase I'm the most proud of, considering the circumstances. Like, I cannot believe that I found this film. But yeah. Okay, next. I'm gonna go faster now. Okay, Step Up to the Streets. I also bought this one. This is easily the best Step Up film. Moose in this film, his introduction on the stairs, iconic. In my personal opinion, I do think the two leads have great chemistry. I don't think that was always the case. The first film with Channing Tatum and his ex-wife, I forgot her name, sorry. But they had great chemistry, obviously, it was evident. But I feel like these two are underrated too. And also, I think he was so cute in this film. Like, he was so cute. Cassie was in this film. This is such a gem, and I had to own it. And it's the only Step Up movie I own, I think, because I don't even know. I don't really care about the other ones. All That Jazz. I don't want to tell stories, so I'm just gonna say I really like this film a lot. I think that I felt so inspired after watching this film for the first time this year. In terms of editing, I think the way this movie is edited is really, you can see that this movie has a bunch of daughters, a bunch of sons. Like, this, I'm not gonna say this is the OG. I really don't know. I'm not super well versed in like American cinema from the 60s and 70s, 50s. So I don't know if this, was also inspired by something, but this movie feels so fresh for a film that came out in the late 70s, I think. It is incredible. It's also a musical, but I think it's done in such an interesting way, and it's really, really cool, and I'm so glad. To me, this is definitely a classic. I'm so glad I own this DVD. Okay, and then the last one, my friend got me this year for my birthday, because she knew I was gay. Do I need to say anything? I love this film. I've talked about this film on the channel. If you want, actually, I'm I would love if you checked out my Luca Guadagnino ranking video. This movie's in the top 3. Spoiler. It's in the top 3. To own this is fucking great for me. I'm trying to see. I need to build a queer, like a queer corner for my DVD collection. And this is going in there. So, okay, now we get into the third category, which was, what did I write down? Female protagonists who have suffered or are causing people suffering. This one's not as big, and I also don't have to say as much about this one. Because keep in mind, personal classics, I have to talk a little bit. But this one, yeah. Okay. The first one is so exciting. I also got this one for my birthday this year. Spirited Away. German title is Chihiros Reise ins Zauberland. When I tell you, when I first watched this as a child, I actually didn't like this movie because I thought it was too much for me emotionally. I thought it was so... To me, as someone who, as a child, had like separation anxiety and hated the idea or the thought of losing my mother, being too far away from my mother for too long, when her parents turned, spoiler, but if you've never seen this film, I don't know what to say. Spoiler, when her parents turned into pigs, that was not funny to me. That was serious, that was scary, because now you're on your own. When I was a kid, I didn't want anything less than not having my mother. Like, that was so scary. And then she had to work. Oh my God. She was a child slave a little bit. Anyway, I rewatched this film with the person who got me this gift, by the way. Thank you so much. I'm not going to say the name, but I love you so much. Thank you for this DVD. I rewatched this film in theaters with her, in the movie theater with her. And it's truly... This could also go in instant classics, honestly. But I had to open this category because I feel like she suffered the most. From everybody who... I'm looking at everybody in this little lineup. This one went through the most, clearly. It's such a beautiful story. I'm rambling. I love this film. Okay. I feel like these next 3 I'm going to get through fast, low-key. Black Swan. I like this film, but I just thought maybe I should own this. Why is the lighting so bad all of a sudden? Hold on. Ooh, it's a little red. This might be a continuation issue. Anyway, I bought this one because it was €1. Oh, I hate the lighting. What's happening? Okay, I bought this one because it was there. Fast. I bought this one because it was there. This is also like a special edition or something, I think. I don't know. Maybe it's not. But it has stuff in it. I bought this one because it was there too. This is the second Fincher that I own now, I think. I love this film. I watched it for the first time last year, I think, because I was avoiding this film for the longest time. It's actually very funny. Let me change the lighting back a little. I was avoiding this film because I remember being a child and seeing like little trailers on TV for this film and being like, I'm never seeing that. And I avoided it because I would hear like, oh yeah, it's like pretty bad. It's like, there's a lot of like, there's a lot of rape and there's a lot of whatever. And I was like, I'm not watching this. It's a great movie. Please watch it. If you were old enough, you were 16, I guess. I'm glad I own this. I think this might be my favorite Fincher. I don't even know Fincher movies like that to be saying that, but I've seen a couple and I think this is my favorite. And also these 2 were everything. When she says, put your hand back under my shirt. Right, I get her. Okay, this next one is Snow White and the Huntsman. Can I just say, I feel like we as a society moved on too quickly from this movie. This movie with Kristen Stewart and Charlize Theron and Chris Hemsworth, we kind of struck gold. But at the time, I think we were fatigued. I think people were over the like young adult female protagonist, like feminist retelling of things, and like Hunger Games was going on. I think people were just like, enough. But this film is actually so good. It's so well acted. The like reimagination of Snow White as like a darker fairy tale, because it is dark as fuck, is done so well, in my opinion. This might be a mid film, but hey, bring back mid films. Like, I feel like that's also a lost art, to make kind of middle of the road type of movie. It's not the worst movie I've ever seen. It's also not all that jazz, you know? It's somewhere in the middle, and I love this film for that. And also, Kristen Stewart is so hot in this. It's like, it's crazy. And then last but not least, Anatomy of a Fall. I bought this one, and I had to own it because this was so good. Personally, I think she did it, if you were to ask me. I think she did it. And you know what? So yeah, I love this film. I don't really have much to say other than it's a great film. And that one scene of them in the kitchen, if you know, you know. We will look back at that in years to come. So yeah. Okay, last category, because I feel like we're losing lighting, honestly. Last category is romance, because that's what we love on this channel. We love romance, we love love. Yeah, let's get into it. Okay, I'm kind of cheating because this is supposed to be like a recent, because most of these are I bought in the last few weeks to 2 months, you know? But at least two of these I bought like last year, but I still want to put them in here because otherwise the category would have been too small. Starting out with one that I bought recently. I bought this one for like €8, but it was worth it to me. Lisa Frankenstein. This is the same thing that I just talked about with Snow White and the Huntsman. This movie is so good. It's campy. It's fun. It's a retelling of the Frankenstein story, but it's done in its unique way. It's set in the 80s. It's a horror rom-com. Let's get back to writing interesting stuff. That's low-key very... You know when you say something and then you immediately regret it? Because people are doing that. But is it getting made is the question. So no offense to the writers. You guys are doing amazing. But let's make more of those type of movies and tell those type of stories. But this one is so amazing. And I bought this at full price. Actually, it was $14.99 and then reduced to $7.99. And I bought this because I looked at different like thrifting websites before I bought it, and I didn't see this film. So I really don't think this film made waves in Germany. I don't think it came to German movie theaters. That could be wrong, but I don't think it did. So for me to find this in person for $7.99 randomly when I was pirating this film months ago, I'll be honest, I do pirate. Sometimes I knew this was a sign I had to own this because I was never going to come across a physical copy of this movie ever again. So yeah, and maybe I'm wrong, but it felt really serious at the time to buy this. I love that film. Okay, next one is About Time. I watched this film and was so gagged. It was such a fun way of telling, well, not fun, maybe. This is not necessarily a rom-com, but a very beautiful way of telling a story like this with that message. I'm being vague because I low-key don't remember the film, but I know I liked it, so I bought it. Okay. Then we have Bring It On. I think I'm starting my own another sub-category, Kirsten Dunst films. She is that person. She is that woman. Just yesterday I watched another 2001 romantic drama with Kirsten Dunst that I've never seen, and I loved it. And I was like, I don't want to say she had the world, because she's still great and beloved. But I feel like the 2000s would have been nothing without Kirsten Dunst. So let me put respect on her name. And yeah, Bring It On is such a classic. Gabrielle Union, what do I need to say? Okay, and then the last two. The video's almost done. This is 10 Things I Hate About You. I bought this literally when I guess was it this year? Maybe I started last year. But I bought this some time ago, €1. I'm lucky, you know? I love this film. The cast is so talented, so crazy, Her too. What's her name? It was her. Remember Save That Dance? That was also her. White blonde women. Let me know. Because they're still doing well. I love this film. Next. Okay, last one. This one I remember when I bought this weeks ago. I almost didn't buy it, but I'm so glad I did. I think I would have regretted it. Because till this day, you know what I'm not living down? With that same friend that I bought this DVD I'm about to show you with. Months ago, we were thrifting and I saw Jennifer's Body and I didn't buy it. I was like, should I buy this? You know what? No, I'm not gonna buy it. I'm gonna buy it next time. I never saw that movie again. I never saw Jennifer's Body again for €1. And I should have bought it and I still live with that regret. So I didn't want that to happen again. So I bought Beautiful Creatures. Do you remember Beautiful Creatures? If you're watching this, comment down below if you remember Beautiful Creatures. This was such a fever dream of a movie because I never saw anyone talk about this film at the time. I feel like more people talk about it now, maybe. Like, I think yesterday I saw, like, a Beautiful Creatures edit, but that was the first edit I've ever seen of that film. So maybe my phone knew I was recording this video, but this film is so unique. It's like I don't even remember. It's like a magical, she's like a witch or something. She's something, and this guy falls in love with her. They're teenagers. Viola Davis is in this. Like, I can't really tell you what happened, but I remember being so like, oh my God, this was so cool and weird and different when I watched it as a teenager, that I had to own it because I feel like this is just one of those movies that will come back around eventually in the conversation. Maybe it's not because I actually really don't remember, but I wanted to own this. And if I'm looking at the cast is that's stupid. Like, all of them are like, we know these people, but it felt like such a niche film at the time. Anyway, I am so glad I own this. So yeah. Okay, thank you for watching. This was a long one, I think. I don't even know how long I've been recording, but thank you for watching. I hope I hope we get this going. Like, let's go back to collecting physical media, just because, I mean, we cannot trust streaming websites. Truly. I hope you have a good day, and I'll see you soon, hopefully. Thanks for watching. Bye.